Our story today is about a 30-year-old self-made multi-billionaire investor who loses his entire fortune in a span of a weekend. Our culprit, or need I say, the antagonist in today's story is a man named Sam Bankman-Fried, better known as SBF, who finds the world's leading crypto exchange called FTX. Sam is a basic guy though. He wears his t-shirt and shorts and walks around in Skechers, drives his basic Toyota Corolla, and through this basicness, he has a net worth of about $26 billion. And through this basicness, he starts being the golden child of crypto. And through this, people start loving him, and a lot of very wealthy investors start investing in him and his companies. And he finds a newly found fame, starts hanging out with people like Jeff Bezos, starts having lunches with people like Leo DiCaprio. He goes to Super Bowl with Steph Curry. But behind all the investments and all the love and his basicness and his philanthropy was a very shady crypto operation that was run by him and his 10 crypto college enthusiasts and colleagues in the Bahamas. And it gets pretty weird because they're all romantically involved with one another. Without making this into a documentary type of video, I'll try to incorporate the entire story and demise of FTX and how Sam lost billions of dollars himself and for his investors into a very short, semi-short clip. I don't know how long it's going to take, but also stay until the end because we have a message from Daddy Elon. Elon ends up having a conversation with Sam because Sam wants to invest about $3 billion into Twitter. And Elon, I quote, says his bullshit meter was redlining when he's talking to Sam.
But then, like a ton of people were telling me he's got, huge amounts of money that he wants to invest in a Twitter deal. And I talked to him for about half an hour, and I know my bullshit meter was redlining, so I was like, this dude is full of shit. That was my impression. And so then I was like, but everyone, including major investment banks and everyone were saying, we're talking about him like he's walking on water and has $1 zillion. And I'm like, that's not my impression.
And also stay until the end because Elon gives us advice on which cryptos to invest in so that you also don't fall into a trap like this, into a scam like this, and lose a lot of money. So a message from Papa Elon in the end. So it's the year 2014. Sam graduates from MIT and goes on to work at a New York trading firm called Jane Street Capital. At Jane Street, he learns that he can make an insane amount of money from trading cryptocurrencies. He discovers a loophole where he can buy Bitcoin cheaper in America and then sell it for a higher price in Japan. Starts small with his trades and makes his way up to $25 million per trade per day. He takes the money earned from these trades and starts a crypto hedge fund called Alameda Research. He promised investors an annual return of about 15% with absolutely no drawbacks. Alameda Research was made up of mostly Sam's college friends and work colleagues. So in other words, Sam goes to the Bahamas, buys a $30 million mansion, brings 10 of his colleagues, who again were romantically involved with each other, to run Alameda Research. You know the term, don't shit where you eat? Yeah, I don't think that term ever got to Sam. In July of 2021, it was reported that FTX was trading $10 billion a day across its 1 million users. So despite his extremely unstructured business model at Alameda Research, Sam still was not content. He didn't want to only have a hedge fund, he also wanted to create something else. So he goes on to find FTX, which is a cryptocurrency exchange, pretty much a place where you can store and trade cryptocurrencies for a fee. The store also offered a discount to clients who stored their money in a token called FTT. But you guessed it, FTT is owned by FTX and Sam and his colleagues, and is the reason behind this entire mess. But we'll get to that later. In July of 2021, it was reported that FTX was trading $10 billion a day across its 1 million users, with FTX very quickly ranking as one of the top crypto trading exchanges. More and more money kept coming into the exchange. So with all this new money coming in, Sam does something nobody running an exchange that big should do. He takes $10 billion from FTX, transfers it over to Alameda Research so that he can trade it and try to make money for his investors for the hedge fund. This is all done without notifying FTX consumers of the transaction. This, as you may know, is highly against all financial transactions and regulations, and it's funny because it's even against FTX's terms of service. So now that Sam knows that he was conducting all of these illegal activities, Sam quickly becomes knee-deep in politics by donating $5 million to the Joe Biden administration and $50 million to other politicians ahead of the 2022 midterm elections. It's pretty evident that Sam was trying to buy political influence, but yet nobody really saw that as a red flag. So as Sam's empire grows, there was a gentleman who was watching him very, very closely. This dude goes by the name of Chang Penzon, went by initials CC. CZ is the CEO of Binance, FTX's biggest competitor. And this is where the story gets very interesting, because it was a tweet from our boy CZ that completely starts a chain reaction that detonates this bomb to the demise of FTX and Sam, and they all just go down from this one tweet. So things start to change for Sam in the second half of 2022. As inflation was getting worse and as crypto firms began to fall, Sam becomes the savior that bails all of these crypto firms out of this struggle.
We've talked about has emerged to help stabilize the ecosystem. That is Sam Bankman-Fried, founder and CEO of crypto exchange FTX. Bankman-Fried's company provided a loan made up of crypto and cash. It was worth about $500 million. Voyager only drew on about $75 million worth of that total. Legal analysts, though, are telling me it's unlikely Alameda will recoup that equity and credit line. That money may be wiped out in Voyager's restructuring.
He does this so that he can buy the crypto off of their books for an extremely discounted price. And this wasn't really risky, because to the media, Alameda Research had billions of dollars in liquidity, so they could really afford to do that. But behind the scenes, in reality, they're actually losing billions of dollars with these bad trades, and to this financial support that Sam would provide for these crypto firms that were pretty much dying. Looking to hedge on these funds, Sam transfers another $4 billion from FTX to Alameda Research in the form of FTT, the FTX token which Sam and his colleagues made up that truly has no value in it. So in essence, Sam creates this coin with his colleagues, gives it some sort of value, and then goes on to fund his projects with money that doesn't really exist, but people think that it exists because they think that the coin is worth something. But in reality, it's backed by nothing. It's truly not worth anything. And since all great things come to an end, this info about Alameda finally leaks, and a report by CoinDesk details that $14.6 billion of Alameda's assets were held in FTT, the coin created by Sam and his friends that, again, has no value. So our boy CZ sees that as the perfect opportunity to load his gun and then go for the shot, go for the kill his boy Sam. CZ is determined to bring FTX down, and he does. So pretty much the story behind Binance and FTX and how this rivalry started was because when FTX was newly founded, Binance goes to FTX and they're like, yo, let me give you $100 million. I want to buy into you. You're a trading exchange kind of like us. You're pretty successful. We want to buy into you. FTX is cool with that. They take the $100 million. But then a few years later, now that FTX is worth so much more money, they were like, okay, we want to buy ourselves back from you. But instead of giving you money for it, let me go ahead and give you $2 billion worth of my coin, FTT, which again, this coin is not worth anything, right? So he's buying all of these things with money that doesn't really exist. But Binance doesn't really know that. And Binance let them buy themselves back for $2 billion worth of FTT. And after the CoinDesk report, CZ, who now owns $2 billion of FTT, comes out with a tweet saying Binance wants to liquidate all of their FTT that they have on the books. And since FTT wasn't a heavily traded token, this would start the chain reaction that caused the demise of FTT, FTX, and Alameda Research.
CEO Sam Bankman-Fried took to Twitter this morning to clear something up. He said that a competitor is trying to attack the company with rumors. He then says in the same tweet, FTX is fine, assets are fine. Over the weekend, speculation rose about the solvency of FTX. This came after a CoinDesk report revealed Alameda Research's balance sheet is full of FTX's native token, FTT. So Binance CEO CZ got in on the action. He said that he would be liquidating the exchange's FTT tokens on its books, and there was a little bit of back and forth with Alameda's CEO.
This one tweet, literally this one tweet is what breaks everything down, right? So he tweets that, and then everyone starts selling off because they're like, whoa, FTT is really not worth anything. There's reports about FTT not being worth anything. Binance is liquidating $2 billion worth of FTT. Everybody starts dumping FTT. And since FTT is not a heavily traded token, when a chain reaction like that starts, the token went down 80% in value in less than 3 days. This caused Sam to declare bankruptcy for Alameda Research. This caused Sam to declare bankruptcy for FTX. And Sam loses his billions of dollars in net worth and his billions of dollars for his investors. Now, a word from Papa Elon.
Well, I'm not the expert on crypto, but you know, I think there probably is a future for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. I can't really speak to the others, but if you've got, you know, one of those three in a cold wallet, not in an exchange, I think, I don't know, my guess is it works out well. Maybe some of the others too, but I don't know about the others.